Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to be doing a detailed eyeshadow tutorial. Let's get into it. She's too scary. Up in your mouth. Good to me. I'm built like him. So first off, I'm going to start off with some concealer. I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. It is 2 to 3 shades lighter than my actual skin tone. I put that on my eyelids and I'm going to buff it out to make sure it is smooth as possible on my eyelids. This is just to prime my eyelids and get my eyelids ready for eyeshadow. You can use an eyeshadow primer if you please, but if you do not have eyeshadow primer, feel free to use your concealer. And once you use your concealer, you need to set your eyelids with some translucent powder. Any translucent powder is fine. Eyeshadow primers are self-drying, but concealer does not dry on its own, so you definitely need to set it in place. For eyeshadow, I'm using one from Nuban Beauty. This is an amazing eyeshadow palette. So first off, this is a matte color. And this is a shimmer color. Now this is a brush I'm going to be using to blend my eyeshadow out. It's a fluffy brush, and then I'm going to go in with that shade. That shade is a soft brown, and I'm going to stamp that onto my outer V. I'm going to buff that into my crease and all the way close to my nose. I'm doing windshield wiper motion, so that's what you have to keep doing. I'm going to keep going back and forth in with that same color in my crease. If you do not have an eyeshadow, you can use your bronzer, which is great. So I'm going to keep blending that into my crease, and I'm bringing that close to my nose, the bridge of my nose, that is. Gonna do the same to the other eye. You stamp that on your outer V, and then you keep blending the color into your crease. Your crease is in between your eyelid and your brow bone area. That is exactly where I am applying the eyeshadow. I would list the brushes that I'm using down below, but you don't have to use the same brushes. If you have a brush that looks like this, it's supposed to be fluffy, you can just use that to blend the color into your crease. As you guys can see, it just blends really beautifully onto the eyelids, and this is known as the transition color. So now that everything is nicely blended, you want to go in with a slightly darker color. I am going in with a dark brown. You make sure to pat off the excess, and you want to go ahead and stamp it on your outer V. Keep blending it in the same place. As you guys can see, I keep slowing it down so you see the kind of movements I am making with the brush. As you can see, I'm just making small movements with the brush so that the color doesn't move away too far, so that you have a gradient going on. So you see you have a lighter brown and then a darker brown. So this is what it should look like. So I'm gonna do same to the other side. Next thing, you want to have a flat brush like this one. You can use this brush or use any other brush that looks like this, and I'm going in with my shimmer. I'm going to put that onto my eyelids. So for my girls who do not have a lot of eyelid space, let me show you how to fake a cut crease. I'm applying the eyeshadow all over my lid, but you see where I put the brush, that's where your eye socket is. I hope it makes sense. Like where your eyeball ends and you feel the bone, that's where you should apply the eyeshadow to. Apply the eyeshadow to that point where you feel your eyeball meets your eye sockets. Oh my god, I hope I'm making sense. But yeah, you just need to apply the eyeshadow to that point so that it appears as though you have a lot of eyelid space. This is what it's going to look like. You didn't put concealer, you literally just went in with your shimmer shade and it looks as though you did an actual cut crease. But yeah, this is how to fake the cut crease. I'm showing you guys again. Where you feel your eyeball meets the eye socket is where you apply your shimmer shadow to. You should apply your shimmer shadow to that point. And I was smiling because I felt like it was a really weird way to show you guys, but I didn't have any other way to show you. This was literally the easiest way to do that. So I'm applying my eyeshadow to the point where the very dark brown is. So I'm going to stop at that point. I didn't stretch it to my entire lid. I applied it to probably about 3/4 of my eyelid, and I'm just gonna keep blending it, and you know, it should look like this. Now I'm going back in with a very dark brown and the same brush, and I'm going to smoke out the ends of the gold so that it looks smoky. You don't have to do this, but it just makes the eyeshadow blend in better and it just looks really, really nice. So this is what the eyeshadow is going to end up looking like. Very simple, very classy. I'm going to be creating a very tiny wing. I'm using my e.l.f. Intense Ink eyeliner, and you want to place your mirror like below your chin, and you're going to start off very soft strokes. I feel like liquid eyeliner is a bit too risky, so you can get a felt tip eyeliner like this one from e.l.f. It's an affordable one, so you're just going to keep creating a very tiny line as close to your lash line as possible, and you're going to create a wing, and you're going to keep your eyes open while you create the wing, and then you just bring it back to meet the line you created on your eyelid. Now you're going to fill in the spots where it looks like the color isn't really clear. Just filling in the bald spots, and that's what your wing should look like. So I'm going to create on the other eye, and now we're going to apply eyelashes. I'm using this duo glue. I really, really like it. I placed it on the lash band, and I'm going to allow it to get tacky. When your glue gets tacky, it just looks a little less white. That's what I'm showing you. And again, you want to place your mirror on your chin, and you want to look down and put your eyelash right very, very close to your lash line. And yeah, you want to make sure it's sitting right. It's not always as smooth as this when I'm applying eyelashes, but you know, it's a learning curve, and as you keep practicing, you're gonna get better. And it should look something like this. So we're gonna move on to the next step, which I do after I do the rest of my face. I'm gonna be applying my NYX eyeliner. I like to place my eyeliner in between my eyelids and I move back and forth. It's the easiest way for me, but do what's easy for you. So I'm just trying to create some dimension with my eye look. I'm going back in with the light brown color that I used in my crease, and I'm going to use that to smoke my lower lash line so that it can match my eyeshadow. So yeah, that is what I am doing now. I used a similar brush to the brush that I used to apply my shimmer color onto my eyelid, but use a small brush so that it's not messy. Yeah, and now I'm going back in with my shimmer color. I'm putting that into my inner corners just to, you know, bring the eye look together. You do not have to do this, but I assure you it's like a pretty thing to do. So the last thing I like to do with my eye makeup is to apply mascara. I go in with mascara after I set my face, because mascara has the tendency to run and mess up your entire base. So yeah, you need to apply mascara after you set your face. And this is what it ended up looking like. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Everything I used will be listed down below. I'll see you guys in my next one. Take care, guys.
My hope is fun like Jackie Brown. I wanna know if she's too down. Will you be my leading lady? I want a contract, girl, no maybe. In the meantime, just some me time. Crib by the beach like Odell. Over my killers don't tell. Shadow my mom, cause I knew you off the shelf. Now my bitches